Lucas serves as chairman of the House Agriculture Committee, which passed its version of the Farm Bill last week. He said he was pleased with that bill because it's equitable across the country and it saves the taxpayers $31 billion. But he said it's not easy to pass a farm bill in Congress anymore.
But I just simply say this. There's a reason that the Farm Bill process evolved to its present level. From 1933 to the 1960s, we had enough voters in the countryside to pass a pure commodity farm bill and very producer, working lands oriented conservation. But as we got into the 1960s, the country changed. And suddenly we needed to add some more reinforcement to the foundation. When Jack Kennedy came up as president, came up with a concept of what would be ultimately become food stamps under Lyndon Johnson, the Ag Committee embraced it, because then that gave us not only country voters who cared, but it also gave us inner city voters who cared. By the time I was subcommittee chairman of jurisdiction over conservation and rural development in the '02 Farm Bill, the suburbs were such a force and a player that that coalition wasn't quite a majority anymore. And that's when we put a tremendous focus on the good conservation work we'd already been doing. So you've got a three-legged stool now. The commodity title, nutrition, the conservation. You split those three apart. Yes, I think you could pass conservation, but right now I don't know that you could pass the other two. As far as the term that would be used in DC, pre-conferencing the conference. In a number of areas like conservation, it'll be simple. And I've already discussed with Chairwoman Stabenow that process. In the nutrition title, we agree on what the policy effects are. The question is, which options off the table do we pick? What's the ultimate dollar savings that come from those good reforms? That can be sorted out. The biggest challenge in a pre-conference or in a regular process is still the commodity title. I think we'll get there. So short answer is, I'd rather do it through regular order, but if that is not an option, then if you have a draft agreed to by the principals, yes, it could turn up in several different legislative forms. As an authorizer, I'm a little hesitant about running a farm bill through an appropriations bill, but if you look at 1996, when Pat Roberts was chairman in the House, they passed the farm bill on a budget reconciliation bill, and that's a bill that cut spending. It was tucked in there. So there is a record of doing things extraordinary sometimes. I just want to get it done. It's too important to the countryside not to.
How big a challenge is going to be the cuts in nutrition?